How's it going, everyone? Got quite a bit to talk about in this video. We have a closed beta test that is kicked off on PlayStation 5 for an upcoming free-to-play title. You can sign up for that right now. We'll give you guys the heads up on that. On top of that, this is a game that I feel like I've been talking about for a while. Post-Void, a really cool game that dropped on PC a while back. We had thought we were going to get it on PlayStation 4 a while ago. Finally got some clarity on it. It will be released in the next couple of weeks. We'll give you guys an update on that. And IO Interactive is developing an online fantasy RPG. We'll give you guys a brief heads up on that at the end of this video. But first of all, Wayfinder, PlayStation 5 and PC closed beta test is kicking off on February the 28th. Early access will be launching in May. That'll be on PlayStation 4 alongside PlayStation 5 and PC as well. This closed beta test will only be on PS5 and PC. This is coming from publisher Digital Extremes and developer Airship Syndicate. If you're not familiar with Airship Syndicate, they have in fact done some pretty cool stuff. They did Ruin King, a League of Legends story, they did Darksiders Genesis, and they did Battle Chasers Night Wars. So some pretty cool stuff there. And as far as the description goes, it says sign up for the closed beta test. Did somebody say beta announcement? Get ready. The closed beta starts next week on February the 28th for PlayStation 5 and PC players. We have been constantly watching, reviewing, and listening to all feedback from you eager Wayfinders and are working our way through each closed beta to bring you the best experience when the game fully releases later this year. There's a lot of excitement on our end to see what you think of the closed beta and how your fight with the gloom evolves. If you haven't signed up yet, you can register at the official website for the chance to play next week and the following closed beta. Early access, interested in what's coming later this year? How about some early access news? Brace yourself, Wayfinders. It's coming May of this year, opening up on PC and exclusively on PlayStation 4 and 5 consoles. Wayfinders, new and old, will be entering Skylight to stand together and keep reality from falling apart again. Early access is an opportunity for players to see the latest build, join the community, and help shape Wayfinder as it gets ready for its full release later this year. How do you get into early access? Glad you asked. Arriving with early access will be the Founders Pack program. Obviously, while the game will ultimately be free to play, typically done with these free-to-play titles when they hit early access is they do have an early access program where you need to buy the Founders Pack. It'll give you some in-game currency, things of that nature, cosmetics, and then you'll get the game as well. The Founders Packs are our way of putting together the final pieces of game in place in cooperation with our most dedicated supporters. We wanted to reward these Wayfinders not only with early access to the game, but also with unique and valuable items that will never be able to be obtainable outside of these packs. Multiple tiers will be available, allowing players a choice as well as upgrades. Each tier includes awesome and exclusive items such as cosmetics, pets, mounts, and more. Check out the preview below as well. They go over seasons, and they do have a gameplay reveal trailer for PlayStation 5. Looks like a slick, action-oriented, free-to-play title. Kind of a cartoony look to it, but if you're familiar with Airship Syndicate's visual style, this is something that's a little different, but because of the style of the game, but ultimately, it seems like completely in their wheelhouse as well. Again, closed beta test launching today. It's on PS5 and PC. Early access will be coming in May, so we'll talk that later on when we do hear more about it. And again, when the game ultimately drops, it will be a fully free-to-play title. Next up, here's a game that has just gone MIA for a while. I was really confused as to what the status of this game was because we weren't really getting a lot of clear updates. But the PC title Post-Void, which dropped all the way back in August of 2020, will finally be making the transition to PlayStation 4 come March the 16th. Now, this is a game we had initially thought we were going to be getting in September of last year, and I feel like it was scheduled for release even before that date, but now we do know it will be coming March 16th. This is right around the corner, so don't expect any more delays or anything like that to happen. It will be dropping on PS4 and Switch on March the 16th, and ultimately, it will be coming later for PS5. It's not like this game is an absolute technical juggernaut, so I don't think the PS5 is going to enhance the game in some profound way. However, the game does have a very, very trippy art style. Like, let's just say, when you look at this game, it's kind of a one-of-one as far as its visual and presentation style. Post-Void notes adrenaline-pumping action, a hypnotic scramble of early first-person shooter design that values speed above all else. Keep your head full and reach the end. Kill what you can see at men, get the high score, or try again. No lives, no retries, no repeats either. Pick up and play whether you have time for one quick run or have hours to spare. Postvoid's easy to pick up but difficult to master style makes it enjoyable for all types of players. It's truly an arcade-style first-person shooter and highly stylized and unique, deeply atmospheric and blinding haze of retro-style violence. Postvoid is intentionally intense, violent, and chaotic both in its gameplay and its visual style. Developers poured their bizarre sense of style and passion into every second of the game. Tweaked to perfection as well. Following its overwhelming success on Steam, the PlayStation and Switch ports of Postvoid have been honed to perfection to make sure its fast-paced gameplay works as brilliantly on a controller as it does with a keyboard and mouse. And then also on PlayStation 5, even though you won't be seeing like insane visual enhancements, what you're gonna get is you have a special controller there, and that is gonna be able to enhance your gameplay. Thanks to the DualSense controller special features like adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, you'll feel even more immersed in the hypnotic first-person shooter chaos when you experience the game on the PlayStation 5. Again, all of this has come out with a brand new release date trailer, so the game initially scheduled to drop last year will finally be making its way to PlayStation here very shortly, and you will be able to check it out March 16th on the PlayStation 5 version. Will hopefully be out by the end of the year. Lastly, I do want to note IO Interactive is developing an online fantasy RPG, a world and game built from the core to entertain players and expand for many years to come. A game we still don't know much about. Obviously, this is very much in an early development progress. The details note, it has now been a decade since we first imagined creating a new world of assassination for our Hitman game. 7 years ago, we launched that world in its infancy and nurtured it to grow to comprise 3 full games, exciting new game modes, and many additional locations and extra targets. And more importantly, it has allowed us to build a bond with our community that has supported us ever since. We have gone from a strong vision through a lot of unforeseen events to the ever-expanding world with freedom of approach in its core that we have today. Now we are sharing with all of you that we are embarking on a new adventure, one that expands our creativity, our capabilities, and in some sense our identity. We are building a new world, a new intellectual property, an online fantasy RPG, a world and a game that built from the core to entertain players and expand for many years to come. It feels familiar, yet at the same time IO Interactive is going on a journey unlike anything before. There is a lot of other things that are introduced, the team that they are creating, and then they do conclude the statement with, this is just the start of our journey into this new world we are making. We hope you sense the warmth, the danger, and togetherness, and the heart we put into it, and if you do, we would be honored if you would join us. Now, it's interesting because this is very much in the infancy of its development, so games that are in this early on of the development progress, look, games are getting bigger and bigger, they're taking longer and longer to develop for. Very likely this could end up being a PlayStation 6 game, so you can't really, you can't really get too much of an idea of what this is ultimately gonna be, just because it's probably gonna be so far and away. Ultimately, I feel like this could be an end-of-the-generation game, but I could easily see, something that's so early on in development, you really don't know where it's ultimately gonna be as the progress of development continues for the next, couple of months, couple of years. It's gonna be a long process, but that's kind of the reality you do deal with in gaming. But nice to see IO Interactive continuing to expand as a studio, and they're creating something completely new, and now they've got a lot of power in their hands, so exciting process ahead for them. We'll keep an eye on that over the course of the next few years, to be perfectly honest. It's going to be a long process for that, but that'll do it for me. Again, free-to-play title Wayfinder. The closed beta test access does begin today. You can sign up. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Postvoid finally will be coming March the 16th, and IO Interactive working on a brand new online fantasy RPG. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.